Oh, hey there. Oh, you see the hat? The hat? You like it? Hello everyone, you know what my name is.
You know who I am!
And today we're going to be talking about something that I made here that's on my beautiful, beautiful noggin right here. This is a dedicated video to this helmet for my US Agent John Walker cosplay from Thunderbolts. And I also wanted to get this video out because I am going to Fan Expo Philadelphia as a cosplay guest. So if you're in the Philadelphia area or nearby there, come check me out. I'm at a booth. My booth stuff is to be announced. And I'm hosting a crash course 3D printing panel if you want to check that out, learn something, maybe have some laughs with me, and come to my booth, hang out, check out some of my stuff I'm bringing. I will be wearing this guy at the con. He'll be displayed at the booth. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Come hang out with me and I will see you there. Now, I thought about doing a like Captain America, like full-on cosplay for a long time, but the only Captain America suit I'd really do is the suit from the first Avenger, specifically the version that you see in the Smithsonian because it's just better. I do like Captain America's design, but I never really got the full connection to Captain America's character because as much as I love Captain America, he's too good. And then in comes John Walker and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's a phenomenal show. If you haven't seen it for some reason, even though it's been out for years, go watch it. It's a great show. All those grifters online are full of crap. But I instantly fell in love with John Walker's character once I saw him in Thunderbolts.
Oh, Thunderbolts.
He's a jerk, but his heart's in the right place. He wants to save people, but he's also full of himself and extremely flawed. And after watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I completely understand why he lost the title of Captain America. He had that coming. And Thunderbolts is a movie about redemption, and John Walker helped redeem himself, even though he's still kind of a jerk and an idiot. But he still ended up finding success and finding a team that was also equally as flawed as him in different ways, and just saving the day. And I fell in love with that. And I like his design as a US Agent. It's sleek, it's black, and I started wearing black all the time because black is sexy. So here we are. But yeah, today I'm just going to talk about briefly how I made this helmet thanks to pcbway, which is today's video sponsor. So make sure you stick around to find out how they play in a part of this. Just look at the sides of this and look at the shiny metal looking thing. Okay, yeah, they electroplated some parts for me and it looks amazing, and we're going to talk about that. But yeah, if you find this video informative, if you want to make yourself a John Walker cowl, if you enjoy Marvel, cosplay, me being a funny autistic guy on the internet, or whatever it may be, make sure you subscribe if you enjoy this video and stick around, hit the bell for future uploads because I will be making more videos on my John Walker cosplay as I'm doing it. I'm in the middle of making the shield right now. I'm not going to be talking about the shield much because I'm going to go over that in another video. Yeah, just stick around for more John Walker and all the other cool stuff I have planned to do whenever I upload it eventually. Also do it for the Golshi baby. This is a face only a father could love. But yeah, the helmet here that I'm wearing, as you can see, it's very, very well sized to my head. So I did kind of have to do some trial and error, and my buddy Ryder CGA did also like hook me up with a scaled mannequin head that had my head circumference in it. So I was able to like get a ballpark estimate and then go from there. So I did end up printing some prototypes on my Prusa Core 1 that Prusa sent me a while back, and that thing's been running beautifully. I eventually settled on 92% scale, which I'm a 22-inch head circumference. I know, small head, small brain. Which I forgot to mention, I got the files from Do3D. So there's no other John Walker helmet files that I found at this current time. This is all I could find. Do3D has some great files, so check them out, and I have a link and a code down below, KK2050, for a discount. Once I got that all printed, which was mainly just these two parts, a front and a back, I went ahead and started my sanding process. I won't get too much into it because I made a whole like 40-minute video dedicated to sanding and painting. But I used my palm sander at 80 grit, bondoed it, wet sanded it with 220, and then went on the filler primer just to fill in all the gaps I missed with sanding. And dude, with how well the Prusa printed this, I did not have to like go over this a million times with wet sanding and primer. I think I only had to go through like 1 or 2 rounds of primer before I got it perfectly smooth before painting, because you cannot see layer lines on this thing. Like, it is just incredible. Then I use a Rust-Oleum flat black paint for it because, well, I thought it was black. And just a little bit of a side tangent, there was no like really good reference photos of the cowl itself while I was making it until after, when Ironhead Studios posted on their Instagram the actual screen use cowl. The design of it is a bit different than this, so this actual cowl design from Do3D is not really that accurate, and it's actually like a charcoal gray. And looking back at it, I'm still glad I went with black because, well, the charcoal gray wouldn't have blended with the suit that well, and it kind of stuck out in my opinion. I think I just went with a personal choice with this, and honestly, I think it's fine. But I thought the chin piece was black as well, but I found out that was a glossy gray with the rest being matte. And so I went with a Rust-Oleum like granite paint, and I did that, and I put a 1K gloss on this, and so the chin piece is at least the accurate color. And then I used a 2K matte for the actual helmet itself because his helmet's a matte. It's like a leathery type of thing, but it's actually like cast in rubber for the actual production one, but we're not gonna get into that because this is not production cowl and it's not accurate anyway, so who cares? It's a matte finish and it looks pretty good. I like how the matte came out, and since it's at 2K, this paint's gonna be lasting for a very long time. But now let's actually talk about these really shiny bits of the cowl here that were actually printed by PCBway, today's sponsor, and helping me put food on the table. So if you don't know, PCBway is a massive solution for any PCBs that you want to custom make, and they also do 3D printing services as well as electroplated 3D prints. So the short of electroplating, this is actually a coat of aluminum on top of a resin 3D print. And to show how to order that from PCBway, let's go to Future Editing Kira here, just to go over on the website in case you're interested to get one of these. Hey everybody, Future Kira here. As you can tell by my clean shaven face, I don't look homeless anymore. So here we're on PCBway's website, and we're just going to go through this really quick. So you just go to the 3D printing section. They have a ton of options like PCB, CNC, and all that, but we want 3D printing. Then you want to drop your file in here. Let's just pretend I did that for the sake of time. And also, by the way, if you're doing a scaled project, make sure you scale the part before you send it to them because they will not scale it for you. I also forgot to mention here that I did scale it 1 to 2% smaller than the actual cowl because the electroplating coating actually makes it slightly bigger. So make sure you take that into account. And we're just going to leave it on resin here because that's the default, and we want that so that way it records all those crispy details in there. And we're just going to leave it on standard white. Now we're at the juicy part. So here we have the surface finish option. We got 5 options here, and this is where we're going to select our electroplating. So go ahead, click that. It has spray painting already selected, so you can do that if you want, but we're going to electroplating, and here we have 2 options. We have a shiny high gloss paint or a matte paint. Now if you want something super glossy, super reflective and metallic-y, go with the high gloss, but for me personally, and what I chose for the actual cowl, is a matte. So that way it feels more like a refined, like sandblasted metal. But if you want something higher gloss and more metallic-y, go for the high gloss, because it's your project, who cares? And then common colors, we have gold. For this we're doing silver, but they also have black, red, green, blue. And then Pantone colors, so if you select this little green option here, it will show you all these options. This is more colors than anyone could need in their life. But yeah, once that's all selected, just hit submit, and you can read through that to learn a little more about vacuum plating or electroplating, and then hit submit. You don't need to upload a technical drawing. Leave threads and inserts at no. Part marking, you don't need that. No parts assembly required for this project, and then leave these checked if you're good with these risks, and I would just read through everything before you just leave it. And then for cosplay props in particular, I typically select DIY entertainment, others, and just put cosplay prop. And that's pretty much it. Now you're ready to submit your request and get an estimate, and they will get back to you in a couple days for approval for the part. But if you want this type of stuff, you want 3D printing service, CNC, electroplated parts, or PCB services, check out PCBway with the referral link I have in the description. And now let's go back to past Kira to talk about the rest of the video and talk about the rest of the cowl. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about how I did the straps now, because that was a fun process. One of my other criticisms of the Do3D cowl is that the straps are fully 3D printable. Now that sounds good for a display piece. And when you're actually wearing it, which I saw in person with my buddy Mike, Ryder CGA, he made a commission of this cowl for my friend Googanator for his US agent, and he 3D printed the full strap. And when my buddy put it on, the cowl fit him perfectly, but the strap just kind of exploded because there's no give, there's no movement or anything like that, because it's not leather or rubber like it's supposed to be. And so I decided I got to make the strap myself, kind of. So luckily Do3D made the model to be separatable because the strap was like all in one piece. So I threw the strap in mesh mixer, I did separate shells, and then all the parts were automatically taken off of it. So I 3D printed this red piece here, the black piece here, so these are like the connectors to the helmet for the strap. And then I printed the red piece here, this little red detail, as well of course the chin. So what I did for the strap itself, all I did was just buy some 3/4 inch leather strapping on Amazon, which luckily that fit perfectly into the slots here. And again, I also size all these strap pieces to 92%. So depending on the scaling that you use, you may have to do something different. So I went through the painstaking process, which I didn't really film because it was very annoying to do, and I could have done it easier probably if I would just 3D printed the straps themselves and just sized that to that. But no, I like to make things harder for myself. So I went ahead and had to basically eyeball everything. And I'm very lucky that I have a good eyeball because this fits me perfectly. But if you're gonna do leather like I did, I recommend you just print the whole thing, including the 3D modeled straps, and then size it to your head and size it to the cowl. And if it's a perfect fit, then just take apart the strap itself and then trace the leather on the printed strap and just like size it that way. Don't do what I did. This was a pain. But yeah, I marked it with a Sharpie, cut it in the shape. And so I got all that done, and then I used a mix of super glue, and then I reinforced it with Sure Bonder hot glue. So that way these things stay on. And it's an easy fix too if it pops out, so it's not a big deal. So basically the chin, these parts, and this is all just attached with super glue. And also I forgot to mention, I did add some, I believe it was like an inch thick amount of foam padding into the helmet here. I put one pad on my forehead and then one pad back here, so that way it would perfectly align my eyes with the eye holes and make it a little more comfortable. So I researched Captain America cowls and how they take the chin strap off, because if I just left it like this, there'd be no way I could take this on and off. So I found out that they use a buckle right in the side here, which I actually found the exact buckle that's used for Captain America's chin strap in the MCU, as well as John Walker, I believe. And I'll leave a link to that buckle down below, so that way you can get it for yourself if you're making John Walker's cowl or Captain America's. Because these buckles are awesome, and they've been a great fidget toy. I thought I was gonna need two. And these are like, listen to this. And they're military grade buckles too, so they're made out of metal. They're not gonna break. They're very high quality, but they are 15 bucks a pop. So I did that. I added it to the side here, and then what they also did is that they Velcro this side here, which is why like this side's popping out a little bit. But they literally just Velcro this in, just like this. I'm just gonna hold this together because I used hot glue for all of this. And then just undo the buckle like so. And then boom, chin straps off. And then elastic is holding this to my head, which is very tight. But I'm able to slide it on and off like that. It's not really hard, and I got sweat pouring. Oh, wow. That's also why I look homeless right now with the facial hair, because, you know, John Walker has facial hair, and not a diss to Wyatt Russell. He's a great looking guy, but keep the beard. You look so much better with the beard, especially with the helmet on. You need the beard. But yeah, slip this back on. I just pull it apart like that. And the plastic that I use, which I forgot to mention earlier, this is printed in Overture PET G. Basically for impact resistance, warp resistance, heat resistance, all that fun stuff. I made a video about PLA versus PET G for cosplay like a long time ago. Check it out. But all I gotta do, put this back on, is just pull it and just like pull it over my head, which is a bit tight. Just make sure these strap bits are out wherever they are, because I don't want them to subduct into the cowl, because that will make my life a living hell. And then I basically just pull it on my head. I like the pull on the eye holes there, and then boom, it's on my head. And then this is gonna look bad when I put it back on here because I'm not using a mirror, but you just Velcro this back on, and then you just take the clip here and then just clip this guy back on, which it's easier to push these guys in, insert it the whole way, let it go, and now it's locked in. And boom, I got it on. The chin is like very misaligned right now because I don't have this on right. But yeah, I also have this on elastic as well, so that way like I can move my jaw without putting that much stress on the straps itself, making the glue fail. But on the downside, this red enamel paint that I decided to use keeps getting damaged, and I'm thinking about just like using a different paint just to darken the reds, but it's gonna match the white sheep leather suit that I'm getting, which I'll do a review on that when I get it. You're gonna have to touch these parts up on occasion because they get damaged, which is not a big deal. It's hand paint, brush it on, let it dry, you're done. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I did with the John Walker cowl here. I just kind of have this on this wig head for now until I get like, I don't know, like a bigger wig head because this thing's tiny. But I hope you found that informative and you enjoyed it, and I hope you stick around to see the rest of my John Walker cosplay come together in the coming months. I have no idea when my suit's going to arrive, and the shield I'm hopefully going to get done by Fan Expo and bring that to show off. I'm also going to be showing off the cowl here, so make sure you go to Fan Expo if you are in Philly or near there. But if you want more content, I do have an Instagram link down below. If you also have any questions for me, you can DM me on there, as well as my TikTok where I just repost all my short form that I post here and there. There's that too. Again, make sure to check out pcbway using the link down below, as well as Dio3D. And until next time, where I make a shield that is not made out of vibranium and a meth addict can actually bend it and turn it into a taco, so that way I'm eating a chicken chalupa in it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Go touch grass.